Miami! To mission control, we have liftoff. Phinhub! Phinhub! We talking Dolphins City! Phinhub, Phinhub! Yeah! It's that Dolphins show! Phinhub!
Welcome to the Phinhub Show, the one NFL podcast you can't leave off your roster. Now here's your host, Joey and Kevin Tejido.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Phinhub Show, powered by BetUS. Guys, if you haven't checked out BetUS, use code YouTube150 for a 150% bonus on your first deposit. The next two deposits will be for 125% bonuses, so make sure to check out BetUS and get started on your betting today. So the Miami Dolphins have made a few roster moves. Isaiah Wynn looks like he's ready to return to practice. And we've also made some drops and some pickups. Kevin, what has stuck out to you from all the roster moves that we've done lately?
Well, I mean, the biggest surprise was, not surprise, but David Long, cutting him in the middle of the season. But I guess that's why we picked up Tyrell Dotson. Anthony Weaver's on record saying that he's a playmaker, a guy that's familiar with the defense as well, a guy that's just all over the field. So it's a welcome change, I guess, to the linebacker room. But yeah, David Long just wasn't producing out there. It's kind of like a shot, to the team. And I guess they're trying to send a message like, hey, guys, if you're not performing, we're going to cut you or we're going to bench you. I love it. I just think it needs to translate onto the offense too, because Julian Hill is still being out there and just not producing the way he should. I think it just shouldn't be happening anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree. I think that's an important thing to discuss there. It's the accountability, something that we saw that was missing from this team, especially early on in the season. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's finally coming into play here with Anthony Walker Jr. stepping in for David Long, and him even having the interception last week. So that was a nice to see there. But I'm curious to see how Tyrell Dotson actually comes into the fold. I wonder if he's going to creep into becoming a starter, if he's just going to be that depth piece for us.
I don't think he'll be a starter, at least right away. I think Anthony Walker Jr. is, the clear-cut starter now next to Jordyn Brooks. And I think more so than anything, it's the way they work together. I think they're actually kind of in sync. I don't expect for Tyrell Dotson to just come in and take Anthony Walker Jr.'s spot, on this roster. He's playing fantastic. He got a pick against the Rams. He's working really well with Jordyn Brooks. I think, and that's something that we, it's something that's important for two linebackers to work together, kind of be in sync out there, because, they know exactly what they need to do and what their assignments are. And but either way, if it's just a depth piece, I think it's a great depth piece. He's like we said last episode, he was the highest graded linebacker in 2023. It's PFF. It's not a big deal, but still, it means something. I guess
It means something.
He's a coverage linebacker too, something that we haven't really had in a while. So it's nice to have, and I guess it's a welcome change right now.
Yeah, we also made a move on offense aside from the Isaiah Wynn, being eligible to return to practice. It looks like we picked up a tight end. What's the situation with that?
Just a solid depth piece. Tanner Connor went down. He's on injured reserve now. So we need a third tight end, apparently. So just a guy from the Eagles. I think the Giants had picked him up, cut him. But yeah, not too much to talk about with him there. He was undrafted. I know he was very athletic coming out. So, maybe that's something that we want to look into, something to develop, because, we all know Julian Hill's just not the answer out there.
Yeah, he's tough to watch at times.
But, yeah, so wait, it's Jonnu Smith, Darren Smythe, Julian Hill, and now Jack Stoll or whatever. So, yeah, not really too much to say about it. But the bigger news is yesterday we had some crazy news with Isaiah Wynn coming back. I'm not sure if he's going to start this week. We did open up his 21-day practice window, so we have 21 days to actually put him on the active roster to get him, acclimated. I think it's important if not this week, to get him in next week so that this Packers game coming up, he can already have the wheels rolling and he can have some experience with the line already. But yeah, that's a really big thing for the Dolphins, especially on this offensive line with Rob Jones going down. And Rob Jones hasn't been playing that great. He played great, like pretty well for a couple weeks against the Cardinals and the Bills, but last game he wasn't looking good. He went down as well. So what do you think about Isaiah Wynn coming back?
I think it's great. I think the offensive line has been somewhere where we've struggled a lot, like for the past few years, actually. And it obviously looks a lot better with Tua back there, but I think that's something that we can't stress enough. Anytime you can get some help, especially on the offensive line, I think it's something that we need to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And last year, he had a pretty good year at left guard. I think it's going to be a great addition for us, whether he starts this week or whether it be Green Bay. I'm excited to have him back. And now I'm curious. I'm feeling a little bit better about that left side. Teron Armstead has done a pretty good job this year. He's been a beast, actually.
I think he's the highest graded left tackle in the NFL right now.
That's crazy.
Or tackle in general, I think.
So you have Teron Armstead, then it'll be Isaiah Wynn on the left. I'm going left to right.
And then Aaron
Brewer. So 3 solid in a row. Then you get to our boy Liam Eichenberg.
What I'm most excited about with Isaiah Wynn coming back is the run game. Mm-hmm. We got to remember last year when he was there, I think he was with us up until week 7. So he hasn't played since week 7 of last year. So he's been out for a whole season and then some, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a welcome change. I think it's going to be a lot easier for us to run the ball, which is something that we really want to do and that we've been kind of doing well, except with the exception of last game. We didn't run the ball well last game.
Right.
But, we were getting what we wanted against the Bills and the Cardinals. So if he can come back, maybe we can break off some of those big runs. But more so than anything, I want to see those nice 4-yard runs, 5-yard runs, you know what I'm saying, at a time. And yeah, I think Isaiah Wynn is going to bring that. So it's exciting to have him back for sure.
Yeah, I think that right side now is really looking weak with Austin Jackson being out, even though Kendall Lamb might not be that much of a drop-off, really. Mm-hmm. So you got Kendall Lamb, and then you got Liam Eichenberg there, now going right to left. So definitely a bit of a weaker side there.
It's just
and
not...
that would be considered Tua's blind side now.
Yeah, at least we have a guy like Kendall Lamb that's a solid veteran that has seen a lot of things throughout his time in the NFL. But like Tua said, he's confident in what he's got on the right side with him there. The only part of the line is that right guard right now for me. If Isaiah Wynn's back, obviously, because Lester Cotton is not good. Mm-hmm. And he'll be stepping up for Rob Jones if he's not able to go this week too. But yeah, Liam Eichenberg he's just such a liability out there, man.
Yeah.
He's got to go. The only thing he's good at is instigating, apparently, right? Getting you those 15 flopping, but I mean, he's used to it. He's always on the floor, so
yeah.
But yeah, let's get into this wild card race because we're fighting for that 7th spot, and we're all talking about the same thing. Can the Dolphins make the playoffs? There's a path. There is a way, and it's surprising to see who's ahead of us and how close we are to getting there. So we're essentially fighting for that 7th spot because it looks like the Chargers and either the Ravens or the Steelers will lock in those other 2 spots, right?
Okay.
So yeah, it's right now ahead of us. So we're at number 10. Mm-hmm. We're fighting for that 7th spot, but we're at 3 and 6. The Bengals are at 4 and 6. So the Bengals are at number 9. Then at number 8, you have the Colts that are 4 and 6 as well, but they have the tiebreaker against us, so they would have to lose a whole extra game over us. And then you have the Denver Broncos that are 5 and 5.
Okay.
So now what we have to look at here is who are these teams playing this week. You got the Bengals playing the Chargers. I mean, just a quick prediction. Who do you think is going to take that game? I would say the Chargers, I believe, are the better team right now, but the Bengals aren't playing bad at all. So
yeah, I to me, that's up in the air. I want the Chargers to win, so I'm going with the Chargers.
Okay, same here. But, if the Chargers lose, it kind of helps out in the wild card race, even though it's a lot harder to reach the Chargers right now. So then you got the Colts ahead of the Bengals playing the Jets. Jets are 3 and 7.
Right.
Jets are struggling. Who do you have there?
I also have the Colts winning there, but I feel like the Jets could take them. If the Jets have a good week, the Jets have everything in order to be a good team.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a week where they actually
If they put it
forth.
together, they can win that game.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson's back. He's very inconsistent.
Okay, that's another really good point too.
Yeah.
So I think it is possible for the Jets to win.
That's
I would,
a 50-50 for
If
me.
I had to bet, I would say Colts though.
Okay, and then you have the Denver Broncos. That's the most important team that we need to lose, right? Obviously, we're still fighting those other teams that are ahead of us. The Broncos are going up against the Atlanta Falcons that are 6-4.
Yeah, I'm going Falcons.
I'm going Falcons. I think the Falcons can take that. Even though the Broncos had a strong showing against the Chiefs, they basically had that game won. You know, it was a last-second field goal block. That was an easy field goal as well. So it's not like they're an easy get for the Falcons, but I do think the Falcons have the slight advantage in that game just because they have the better quarterback, better running back, better team all around, I think, in my opinion. So, yeah, there is a way, there is a path, and I think in a couple weeks we could be looking at this thing like, hey, we're locking in that spot already, and all we have left is to get over this Packers team that's not going to be an easy get. We got the Texans that they're not going to be an easy get, but they are struggling. It's not like they're a team that has all their stuff in order, and they did lose a big name in Stephon Diggs for the rest of the year. And then the other team that we had to, bring our A game against is the 49ers. They got Christian McCaffrey back. But, then again, that's a team that's very injury prone. You don't know what you're going to get by that time. And, McCaffrey might not even be ready to go that week because it just seems like every other week he's got some nagging injury that he's going to have to play with,
Yeah, for me, I think the Dolphins do have a path, and it depends. If the Dolphins can start getting their mojo back from what we had early in the season last season.
Forming an identity, right?
Right. And I think that's going to come with Tua obviously being there, but also having more time with this offense, being reacclimated with this offense again, because he had, it was 4 weeks without the team there. So I think if they can do that, there is definitely a path. We have a lot of winnable games here on the schedule left, and it's possible. It's definitely possible. You at least have to win 9. There's a chance for us to win up to 11 games. We would have to run the table here, which is very unlikely. But it depends. If we beat the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving,
now you're starting to
now your perspective changes a little bit more too. Even more so, if you can handle your business against the Raiders, take on the Patriots, and then you go into Thanksgiving and you beat out Green Bay, now you're looking at this Dolphins team as being a pretty dangerous team.
Yeah, so that would put us at what? That would be 6-6. We'd be 500.
Yeah, we'd be
after
500.
That. Probably that might even put us in that number 7 spot already, because
depending on how things play out.
Yeah, because I know the Bengals play the Chargers, but then they play the Steelers right after. That's not an easy division game for them. And then you have the Colts playing the Jets this week, and then they play the Lions. I've been looking at this really extensively because I really want us to get that spot. But then you go to the Broncos. I know the Broncos have some tough games ahead of them too. They still got to play the Chiefs again.
Do we still have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL?
Last I checked, it was like third easiest, but I mean, I don't know. I see different things all the time.
Okay. Well, the Dolphins, okay. So apparently they just have an easy schedule.
Look, we can't really look at that and like take it like as Bible, as a thing. Like it's not really a thing because, bro, the 49ers are not an easy get. The Packers are not an easy get, and neither are the Texans. So those are 3 really hard games. So they might say we have the easiest remaining schedule, but they're just doing that based off a record, right?
Right.
Even though the Packers have a great record, but the 49ers aren't the record. Like, their record doesn't reflect the type of team they are and how hard they are to play, right? So let's see.
Well, anything's possible, and the Dolphins are still alive. Hopefully they can take care of business, and we can see them in the playoffs this year.
Definitely.
If you guys haven't already, make sure to check out BetUS and use code YouTube150 for 150% deposit bonus. That's YouTube150. Get started on BetUS today. But that's going to do it for today, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thumbs up.